is Nikki, and today we're going to be doing a back to school braids video from home. So I have Nancy here. She is going to be my model today, and I'm gonna use the couple wigs that we have to show you a few different braids on different styles of hair and different textures of hair. So Nancy here with her blonde wig has very curly hair, and it's very I would almost call it crinkly just because she's a little bit older. But I know a lot of people that have very curly hair. It's really wild, but they still like to do braids. So what I'm going to show you on this curly haired wig for Nancy is how to do a side braid into a ponytail or into an updo. I think hers might be an updo just for the length of her hair. So I'm going to get started. If you have no experience in braiding, you always want to start with 3 sections of hair. So I'm going to find the part in Nancy's hair or make a part. So she already had a part in this wig. So I'm going to go with it. And then I'm not brushing out her hair because of its texture. So I don't want to brush her hair with a normal brush. It would just cause it to get frizzy and get bigger and just not be great. So I'm just going to use my fingers to comb through it. All right. You could always brush it before you take a shower, but before styling it, I would not suggest brushing it. So I have 3 sections of Nancy's hair. And I'm just going to start by taking an outside piece and moving it over to the middle and moving the middle back to the outside. So I'll turn her sideways, and braiding is just continuing that pattern over and over again until you get to the end of the hair. So I have 3 pieces. I'm going to take this next outside piece, move it over to the middle, and move that middle piece to the outside. And then I'm going to repeat. Outside to the middle, outside to the middle, outside to the middle, and keep going until you have finished or gotten to the end of the hair where you're getting all these little frizzy parts that are not the same length, so you would tie it off there. But for a little braided down do, we have to do a French braid. So I'm going to take this braid back out of Nancy's hair and then section it off back into those 3 pieces. There we go. Sorry, Nancy. So I'm starting with these 3 pieces again, and we're going to start the exact same way. So I'm going to take my outside piece, move it to the middle, then I'm going to do that one more time with the other side. So outside piece, move it to the middle. So there we go. Now I still have 3 pieces. One is on the middle, 2 are on the outside. And I'm just going to take a small section of her hair and actually add it to one of these outside pieces. So you can see this is 2 pieces. I'm just going to pull them together and make them one outside piece. Ooh, Nancy has a knot. And if you have a small child, please be gentle with their knots. So Nancy can't feel the pain, so I think she's okay, but your small children will. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other outside piece. So take a small section of hair, section it out, being gentle with their knots, just kind of using your fingers to work them out. So another small piece, I'm going to add that to my other outside piece and make it 1. So now I have 1, 2, 3 outside pieces, and I'm going to repeat our pattern again. So outside to the middle, outside to the middle. And then you're going to repeat picking up pieces. So take another small section of hair here, or if you want to go really fast, you can do a larger section and add it to that first outside piece. So here we go, Nancy. Doing all right. Oh yeah, she's great. So I had my normal outside piece starting with, and then the section that I'm adding in, and I'm just going to put those together and hold them in one hand. Then I have my other middle piece right here, and then outside piece over here. I'm going to pick another section from the other side, add it to that outside piece. Oh, where'd you go? There it is. And then repeat our process as before. Outside to the middle, outside to the middle. And you're going to do this all the way until you get about to the last part of an eyebrow here, or you can go all the way back to the ear. So I'm probably going to speed this process up for our video, but take as much time as you need to get it right at home. Okay, so I have Nancy here braided down. She is ready to be pinned. So I'm going to grab a bobby pin. So we have hair ties, which are just elastic wrapped in some sort of cloth. Or sometimes you can actually have, they make little rubber bands for this size of braid as well. But I'm just going to use this bobby pin. If you look really closely, there we go. You can see there is a wavy side of the bobby pin and a straight side. So the straight side is actually going to be facing up towards the sky, and the wavy side will go down towards your scalp. So I just used my thumb to open up our bobby pin, and I'm going to place it in the hair, making sure I got the end where I stopped that braid, and then just squish it down into the hair towards the back. And that will hold her in place. And then if you have thinner hair or hair that is just doesn't want to stay in place, you can use another bobby pin and go perpendicular to your first one. Again, opening up your bobby pin, placing the wavy side down towards your scalp, and just going perpendicular to that first one. Oh, Nance, I can't see it. There we go. So it makes a kind of X shape, and that will help hold it in place. So Nancy's hair here is going to stay out of her face while she's doing her schoolwork or her homework, whatever she's working on. It'll stay back and out, and she can run around, play all day, hopefully, and it'll stay there. So I'm going to pop Nancy's wig off real fast. Sorry, Nancy. She's lovely. And switch her to this red one. I'm switching just because the texture is different. And I'm going to show you how to do a long braid in the back. So, here we go. Oh, Nancy, you're looking lovely. So, with this texture of hair, she's got a smoother, thinner hair that doesn't have as much curl in it. So I'm just going to grab my brush and run it through a couple times. Since this is a synthetic wig, it does not like to be brushed very much, so you have to be really gentle. With normal hair, normally you can brush it a little easier. But I'm just going to show you a classic braid at the back. So I'm going to take Nancy's new red hair, section it into 3 pieces. One. Here's our middle piece. All right. So I have 1 section, 2, and 3. I'm just going to scoot these guys over. And to do a very, very simple braided tail at the back. So you're going to start with your 3 sections again. You have 2 on the outside and 1 in the middle. And you're just going to start by taking an outside piece and moving it to the middle. And you'll actually have to hold it in place because you want this to be a little tighter. And then you repeat the process on the other side. So taking that outside piece and moving it to the middle, moving the inside piece to replace that outside piece. And pulling it tight. And then we're just going to repeat this process until we get to the end of the hair. So just moving from outside to the middle, outside to the middle. Come on there. Here we go. And then again, over and over until you get to the end. And with hair that would be this long or hair that's past the shoulders, you want to make sure you're pulling the ends all the way out, or it can form a knot at the end. So you'll have a braided at the top and then a big old knot at the bottom. So, just repeating our process, moving the outside piece of hair to the middle, outside piece of hair to the middle, outside to the middle, over and over again from right to left. All right, we are about at the end of Nancy's hair, and you can see there are some different lengths here that are just not going to go together well. I have some really long pieces and some short pieces. So that's how I'm going to decide to stop with our braid. Let me give her a little scooch. So I'm going to stop our braid, and for this style of braid, I'm going to use a ponytail holder. So I'm going to take that, open it up wide, and just put it around our ponytail, twist, and repeat. And then twist and repeat until it starts getting tight enough that your braid isn't going to fall out. Here we go. So now you can see Nancy has a braided ponytail. We have a loose bit here, so I will actually just tuck that in. And that's an easy way to fix some of these looser bits. You just push it to where it should have been going. And if your braid is really, really loose, you can start at the top here and pull it down towards the bottom. Just tightening along as you go, kind of like how you would tighten a shoelace. And then once you're at the bottom, you may have to redo your ponytail, or you can just pull the hair at the bottom. All right, so Nancy now has a nice ponytail braid. And you can also wrap this into a bun if you want to. So you would just start making a circle with your braid. There we go. And then hers is a little bit thick. So I'm actually going to take the end of this ponytail braid and make a little, stick my finger right in the middle, and then find my finger with the end of that ponytail and pull it through. There we go. Then I will use bobby pins to keep it in place. So the same process with the bobby pins. Wavy side down towards the scalp. Flat side up towards the sky. Pushing it towards the scalp. You don't want to poke them in the scalp because that is not pleasant. And then I'm going to put an extra one in here because I know a lot of kids like to do recess and they'll be bouncing around at school. If you put just one in, might not stay. So you can add a few in just to try and keep it in place. And then if you want to use hairspray, you can, but you do not have to. I know some people don't like to use hairspray in children's hair, and that is a-okay. Use what you're comfortable with. Ooh. All right. Sorry, Nancy. So after they've been jumping around for a while, it is a little hard to get it back in place, but still possible just using those bobby pins, pushing them down towards the scalp, creating those X's to help hold them in that position that you want. And there we go. So now Nancy has her fun updo. She has some long bangs that we can just pin those back to, because why not? So now Nancy has 2 different wigs that she can wear, an updo with a braid at the back, or her blonde wig with a parted braid at the top. So I hope this helped you guys if you're just learning how to do hair. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in our Facebook comments. Bye!